Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. So today we are going to do Leetcode weekly challenge second question. We need to split array into good subarray. So here array would be given to us and we are required to split it into good subarrays. And now let us go at what is the definition of good subarray. A subarray of an array is good if it contains exactly one element with the value 1. So basically they require exactly one element whose value would be 1. So that array would be a good. Basically, that sub-array would be a good sub-array. So we are given with a binary array that is 0 and 1s are only there. So we are required to return an integer denoting the number of ways to split. Basically, we are required to give the output as the number of ways we can split the array. Means not the total number of sub-arrays which could be produced, but the total number of ways we can split that array into good sub-arrays. As the number may be too large, so we are required to return modulo it by modulo n is to the 9 plus 7. And a subarray is contiguous non-empty sequence of elements within an array. So now first let us check for the constraint. So constraint is that length is up to 10 raised to the power 5. Basically 10 raised to the power 5 elements could be there. And number of 5 is just 0 and 1. As it is a binary array, so that's why 0 and 1 would be the elements. Now let us this question, the thing is that we need to get observation from these two examples which are there and some more examples, then it would be easy to go ahead with this question. This is observation based and permutation combination based question. And then the thing is that we are required to have a formula for the same so that we can get the number of splits which we can form to get good subarrays. So here the thing is that the 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, how we can split it, that we already given here, right? Now we need to check that how we can get this number. So the thing is, the secret is in their indices. The thing is that first we need to check that what was the last text. That was one when we got one, right? Now the answer need to be like this. Answer need to be answer multiplied by the index at which we encountered the one again, that is 4, and the last index when we encountered. So 1 multiplied by 4 minus 1, that is going to be 3. So this is the way how we got that. Yeah, that this is how we can get 3 split for this array where it would be a good subarray. Now comes the part for our next example. Here in the next example, the thing would be that here we have just one index, right? 0, 1, 2. So our last index will become equals to 1. So as our last index is just 1, right? So we will be just returning this as the answer. And we need to handle this in our code only that it returns this only as the answer because it can only be split into one good array only because it always requires exactly one value as 1. But if we modify this example as 0, 1, something like this, then it will surely become 2 as an answer. How it would be? Again, when we get into the formula, last index equals to 0, right? And then in the answer, it would be 1 because in the answer we will be storing 1 at the starting because we are multiplying it, right? Multiply by the index at which we found the one presently and the previous index at which it was, so it becomes 2. And in this, we can easily split into two parts, and this is how it is. So now let us go ahead with the coding part for the same. So here, first we need the mod, right? As mentioned in the question. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 7. And then our answer should be first 1. And our last index, we will be marking it as -1 at the starting. Just take all these things in a single line as all are in. So this is, and now we need to start with traversing our array nums which is given to us. So now the first thing would be that if our last index is basically not equals to -1, means it has been already assigned with some index, then in that context only what we are required to do, we just need to answer as we are required to multiply with answer, right? In that, in what we are required to multiply is the present index at which we are able to figure out the one and the last index. And this also we are required to do in that scenario only if our nums of I is equals to 1. And then we are required to do modulo with this particular answer because it is already mentioned in the question that we are required to return this. So that's the thing. We will be doing that straightforward here. And in this thing only, when it is equals to 1. So we will enter this if condition only when last index is not equals to 1, -1, right? So at some point, this last index will be -1, right? So we need to make it as I also, right? And even in this scenario also, we need to, means when this thing is done, then in this scenario also, we need to mark this last index as I because we need to move ahead. So this thing is handled now. And now at the end, what we are required to do is, in this, when I explained that last example, that 0101 case, so in that, we need to handle that if our last index is equals to -1, right? So in that criteria, there would be 0. Else, we are required to return our answer as it is. And our answer it is starting would be 1, right? So when our last index would be 0, means uh, then it is just having uh, I only one index is there, right? Means this what I'm saying, when our last index is not equals to -1, right? That simply means that uh, it will be having is not equals to -1, right? So it would have entered this condition as well. So here it will surely have given us some answer and that we are required to return here. But in this particular scenario, here also at the starting only, first the last index would have been updated, right? And after that it wouldn't have got any chance because there are no other ones, right? But as the last index got updated, that is, it is not equals to -1. So it won't go to this condition, it will directly go to this condition. And at the starting only, we have given this answer equals to 1. So that is what it would be returned. So here we can see that this particular time complexity is basically order of n because of this particular thing. We are traversing this. And then the space complexity is order of 1. And that is because of the fact we are not using any extra space. So let us run this question. I've already coded this before. So it should got accepted. Teacher overflow. Right, something wrong then. 3, 4, 5. Oh, I've not taken it as long. That is the thing. Yeah. I'm required to take all these as long. Else it will give this only. Yeah, now it got accepted. So yeah, one more thing is said that when it says to get it done with modulo, so we are required to take long rather than int. So that is also one of the most important things, which I forgot here. But yeah, that's fine. So this was all for this particular question. If you have any doubt, you can comment that down. So yeah, this was all. Thank you.